Assalamualaikum. My name is Aisha Speak. I am a student from University of Agriculture, Faisalabad. My topic of discussion is immunoprophylaxis for the control of gastrointestinal parasites of the animals from research to commercialization. Gastrointestinal parasites are the major health concern for livestock industry worldwide. These parasites are Haemococcus, Posteria, and Trypanosomialides. These are highly pathogenic and found in the tropical and subtropical areas. They cause severe economic losses in terms of morbidity, mortality, and increased investment due to the cost of preventative as well as curative treatments. Traditionally, different control methods are being used, but all have the limitations in case of sensitivity and specificity. Different control methods or strategies are being used for the control of parasites or nematodes. These control strategies are ethno-veterinary medicines, chemotherapy, immunobiological control, biological control, and management. Ethno-veterinary medicine is a scientific term for the traditional animal health care and provide low-cost alternatives to the allopathic drugs. Ethno-veterinary medicines include herbal and non-herbal treatments, but there is a limitation that they are less potent and less targeted. Chemotherapy is the use of chemical drugs for the parasitic control, but the limitation is drug resistance in parasites, rapid reinfection after chemotherapy, or chemical residues in the livestock products. Immunobiological control include pasture exposure and vaccination, which is immunoprophylaxis. Biological control is operationally defined as the action of natural enemies which maintain a host population at levels lower than would occur in the absence of enemies. Agents of biological control include direct and indirect action. Indirect agents work by breaking the parasitic life cycles, for example, birds, dung beetles, and earthworms. Direct agents like protozoa, virus, bacteria, and fungi work by acting directly on the parasite, causing their destruction. Fungus is currently deemed to be most important agent of biological control. Control by fungus is made by capturing the free living larval stages before they migrate from dung to the pasture to complete their life cycle. Disadvantages is that it is not efficient enough to remove severe infections. Takes some time to get established, thus acting very slowly. It is very unpredictable and can erratic, being highly effective at one place and not as effective at another similar place. Management includes selective breeding, rotational grazing, and pasture management. Pasture management include pasture resting, rotational grazing, alternative grazing, mixed species grazing. Pasture resting is seldom a suitable strategy. Grazing must be inhibited for 6 months during cold weather or for 3 months during hot, dry weather. Rotational grazing is based on rapid pasture movement every 3 to 4 days to provide safe pasture, followed by long spelling 30 days or more, based on the duration of parasitic life cycles. Rotational grazing has been proved to be effective in tropics but can't be applied to the temperate climates for several reasons, one of which is the longer time required for the pasture to become safe again. Alternative grazing. In alternative grazing, different age groups of the same species or the different species graze the same pasture in the sequence. Mixed species grazing. This is implemented by alternate presence of two hosts on the shared pastures. Its limitation is that nematode specificity is not exclusive, as few larvae the cattle might establish in sheep or goat and reciprocally. Selective breeding of parasite-resistant animals is genetic selection either aimed at producing more resistant or resilient animals clearly has the potential to provide a sustainable mean of dealing with nematodes and thus reduce our dependence on chemotherapies, but it requires increased monitoring and record keeping. All these have limitations in terms of specificity and sensitivity, and there is a need of boosting up of immune system of the host or immunoprophylaxis, which is relatively a sustainable method. Although the chemical antiparasitic agents form the backbone of parasite control strategies, but the emerging drug resistant and food safety issues force researchers to look after an eco-friendly alternate where vaccines ranked first in the researcher priority list. No farmers or organized sector is interested in recurrent expenses of antibiotic administration. However, they need a single immunization, providing single immunity. Modern consumers demand for chemical-free food irrespective of the cost, and increasing concern regarding environment and animal welfare suggest vaccine as a suitable alternate in the near future. There are two types of antigens where natural or conventional antigens are recognized during infection and are generally secretory or surface antigens. And hidden or concealed or covered antigens are usually derived from the intestine of the parasites and are not exposed to the immune system during the natural cycle. Identification of the vaccine candidates against known blood feeding GI parasites of the animal is still a challenge. However, much progress have been made against a model GI parasite of small ruminant, which is Haemococcus contortus, a blood feeding nematode. Native antigen vaccines against Haemococcus contortus is effective as up to 75%, as is for 75% reduction in the fecal egg count has been reported by using native antigens. Native antigens include 15 and 24 kDa, 26 kDa, and cysteine proteinases. 15 and 24 kDa identified as immunogenic polypeptides in the ES products of the Haemococcus contortus, and 26 kDa is identified and purified as somatic antigens. Cysteine proteinases identified in the excretory or secretory products with estimated molecular weight of 32, 35, 38, and 40 kDa. Hidden antigens include aminopeptidase H11 glycoproteins, Haemococcus lactose containing glycoprotein complexes P52 and 46, cysteine proteinases, and GDH. Aminopeptidase H11 glycoprotein, it runs on SBS page as a duplet with a mean value of 110 kDa. It has a microsomal membrane aminopeptidase M and microsomal aminopeptidase A activities attributable to distinct isoforms. Haemococcus lactose containing glycoprotein complex. It contains aspartyl metallo and cysteine proteinases. Major component is a family of 4 zinc metallo endopeptidases. P52 and 56. P52 and 46 mixture of two blood surface proteins of 52 and 46 kDa obtained by affinity chromatography. Cysteine proteinases are the cathepsin B family expressed in the intestine of adult worms. Cysteine proteinases in Haemococcus contortus are capable of digesting HB, fibrinogen, collagen, and IgG. GDH predominate portion of 60 kDa expressed in the cytoplasm of intestinal cells. Despite the identification of highly effective native antigens for the vaccination against Haemococcus contortus, particularly hidden antigens derived from the intestine of the adult worms, true data similar efficacy has not been shown with recombinant antigens. In addition, progress towards the identification of protective antigens from other sheep GI nematode species is limited. Here are a few reasons for the failure of vaccination with recombinant antigens, which include redundancy in case of 15 and 24 kDa, loss of glycosylation in case of P26 and 23, inappropriate glycosylation or conformational folding in case of Haemococcus lactose containing glycoprotein complexes, and failure to identify the protective component of the complex. Inappropriate glycosylation or conformational folding in case of H11 lack of additional components that are present in native H11 enriched extracts. And in case of sustained proteinases, their reason is inappropriate folding. Why there are obstacles or hurdles for the commercialization of vaccines. For commercial availability of vaccine, there is much need for antigen identification, sequencing of genome and express sequence tags, messenger RNA expression analysis, identification of signal sequences and protein mix. RNA interference for rapid functional screening, reverse transcription, PCR, representational difference analysis, proteomics and glycomics are molecular technologies used to examine the expression of genes after infection. In order to understand the molecular nature of host-parasite interaction, use of these biotechnologies would be helpful and may lead to innovative plan of action for parasite control. At the end, a lot of things are under consideration for designing and commercialization of vaccines. The use of vaccine against parasitic disease of animals in veterinary health services is likely to contribute considerably to increase the productivity of livestock. Consequently, it is expected that the vaccination against parasites will be used as one of the best options to control the parasitic infections. Thank you.